And welcome back to Talk on Mood, episode 123. 123. You got your co-host back, Bobby Bear, with the man himself at Black Genghis. KJ, what's up, buddy?
Bobby Behar, what's going on with you, man?
You know what? This has been an episode long time coming. It is levels of collecting, and dude, you're on a lot more toy chats than I am. But man, the level of love and complaining that we see with collecting.
Yeah.
You know, first off, man, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while since just been you and me. How you been?
You know what? I got no complaints. I'm gonna be slowing things down for the summer as I usually do. I remember back in 2021, a ton of pre-orders hit me all at once right before I went to Avengers Campus at Disneyland, and I barely had money for food. So I was like, I will never let that happen again.
Yeah.
And then in 2022, I controlled it a bit more. I had a surprise trip to San Diego Comic-Con, which is where we met in the flesh for the first time because I missed you when you were West Coast.
Yeah.
And this time, I'm just trying to get ahead of it.
You know what? I was proud of myself this past week. What's up, David? I was proud of myself because I am seeing a lot of the Marvel Legend waves that I really want, but I'm holding off because we'll get into it. But you know what? I can't justify $25 for just the figure.
We'll touch on to that too, because with the price creep that happened with the Hasbro figures, think about it: $19.99, $22.99, $24.99, and if you go to GameStop, we're looking at what, $27.99? Help me out here, chat. $28.99 for some figures. GameStop had a sale where you can buy 3 and you get the 4 for free, but when it's all said and done, never mind that you had to do $79 for free shipping. Yeah, 4 figures, and it's still $80. So it's just a regular price. And so when the regular price is the sale price, that's not a sale at all. So now you have to really think about what we're going to be doing.
Exactly. It's and our good friend K Wish is on the chat. I think we're all kind of pumping the brakes just a bit. Just because I think it's both not just money but space.
Space. The final frontier.
I mean, dude, like I'm organizing my comic books right now, and oh my god, that is a room unto itself. Yeah. That it's like spread out.
Yeah.
It's like the Blob. It's just like oh god.
Yeah. I've never used Whatnot before, but I'm really looking at that for auctioning off stuff. We'll just see what happens. As long as stuff finds a happy home.
I mean, I think for me, a lot of it is also I have a ton of cool shit. Right. I really do.
Yeah, man.
And it's going through my comics, I'm like, oh man, I forgot I had this sign. I forgot I had this. I'm like, oh shit, I found this. Right. You know, and it's something where I'm looking at the storage unit, going, oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, but. K-Wish is already looking to barter off you, buddy. I mean, you've got great customs. I
got something fun planned for Yojo June, so we'll see how that goes.
For those in the chat, look, June is going to be a very big G.I. Joe month at a Toy Kind of Mood. That's what we're planning. It's what we're planning so far. We still have 2 weeks to go, but it's going to be something special.
Yeah.
KJ, you want to get into the slides? You want to jump into the show?
Yeah, let's go. Let's get right into the show.
Jump in head first. Let's cannonball into this shite. All right.
So let me walk you through what I want to say about pretty much the state of the union for collecting. Right.
Let's do it.
And I'll be your action figure Obama for the evening, basically. So Right, what we're looking at right now, 112 scale. That's our bread and butter, right? Black Series, Classified Series, Legends, DC Multiverse, McFarlane's, right? WWE Elite, Motu, Transformers, right? This is the stuff that we pretty much all collect when we go into Target, Walmart, Best Buy, you name it, right? And every so often, people are like, "Hey, I'm done with Classified Series. I'm done with Black Series. I'm not going to pay $28 for Bad Batch, right?" All right, exactly.
Yeah.
Super 7 and NECA as well, 7-inch scale, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with spec. It's G.I. June's going to be pretty intense. But even with these figures that we see, sometimes people don't like the sculpts, how they end up. Hey, what up, Gaz? Or sometimes people are just really unhappy what they're collecting. And when that happens, yeah, when that happens, you're just going to have to do other things, because if you're not having fun with it, you're doing it wrong, as our good friend Chris Johnston, aka Fixer, says.
True.
Shout out to Terradrome. So what I ended up doing was I ended up pivoting to 118 scale, right? I ran out of space, but I still want to open up my figs, right? And so rolling with you and Romo, I started getting stuff like Retro Collection. I started getting 118. I started getting stuff like Superpowers.
Yes.
Right? And just having a lot of fun. I had a great time with our last episode, Todd Kind of Mood. Everyone check that out when you get the chance.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
But the point is, and even here, like what Spec says, like, grabbing clearance. Yeah, if you don't need it, I used to snap clearance. If you don't need, Romo, you got me on this. I blame you. But if you don't need a lot of figures, even if they're on sale, even if it's a figure that you don't have an affinity for or you don't like, just go ahead and skip it. And shout out to Payne's Toy Samples, because I have a ton of toys over here on the side. He got me into Mythic Legions. More on that later. I'll show this
I
off.
am not touching Mythic. I am not.
It is a problem. It is a damn problem right now. But anyway, back to like some of the Halo figures. World of Halo scale. It's a 4-inch scale. Fortnite, Jazzware still has the license for 4-inch figures, micro figures, right? So 2.5-inch scale, 4-inch scale, one's there. We talked about the Marvel Legends. RIP Marvel Legends was a great retro line, and I think it's going to end with this next wave, right?
So Marvel Legends actually is they said they were done.
The retro scale, not the 6-inch version.
Yeah. No, with Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is their last one.
Yeah. For
right now. So I feel bad because I haven't opened this because I'm not gonna. Actually, I gotta put that one up.
I got you on solo.
Oh, sorry. So this is the last Marvel Legends 3.75 because it's weird. People say like they weren't buying it, but they were always cleared off the shelves. Like the Targets I always went to, they were always gone. So they were being bought out. But yeah, so this one is what they are finishing off with, which but if you're gonna end on a high note and end with the Ghost Rider on his cycle, but I love these, dude. Like I've got this.
And that's what action figures were for the longest time. They were just that scale, and they had to fit in all that sculpture and all that artistry in a small package, but they did it. No jokes, please. So once again, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but if you're like an old school collector, or this is what you remember, from just being a kid, then it could definitely tickle that fancy. Getting that 3 3/4 scale, that 4-inch scale. We talked about how great the vintage collection soft goods were for the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, or for Luke Skywalker, that sort of thing. It's right up there. It's Black Series and miniature,
And that's at a price that I think is much more manageable.
Yeah. It helps you save room, and it helps you save dough. If you just really want to, exercise your fandom in that brand,
exactly.
then you can still do that. The Superpowers, The Supermobile is so ridiculous. Superman does not need an aircraft with punching fists.
What if he doesn't? What if he loses his powers? How is he flying then?
But it's still so much great fun. It's great. Shout out to Tough Murder Toys. And
I wish I could find my original Superman jet. I had the original one.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like I had it. I don't know where it went, man. It's lost in the annals of history, but it was a lot of fun. But yeah, as a kid, I never I never thought why does Superman need a jet? He can fly. But oh, this is a cool jet.
Yeah. But really, I want to touch on alternatives. And I'm not telling people to go to the dollar store and get Final Faction and the core and stuff like that. But even with stuff like Marvel's Toy Box, that's not necessarily, even though it's a kiddier aesthetic, they still cost sometimes just as much as Marvel Legends and whatnot. I loved your reviews on TikTok, Bobby, on the Marvel Select. So I was like, and plus you've been doing an excellent job. Hold on, I'm gonna drop this down just so I can give you a round of applause for.
I mean, look, when I get cool shit to open up, I mean, thanks to you, it's like I kind of have to. And dude, I won't lie. So this has been our most viewed video on TikTok.
Everybody, check out that TikTok when you get the chance.
Look, this when I opened it up, I was like, I no, he doesn't need to he can't just be holding Stormbreaker. He needs to be wielding that shite. And yeah, this figure is just amazing. And
it's a lot of fun, right?
And you know what? And look, I've got Apocalypse up there next to wait, how am I doing this? Let's see. There we go. Apocalypse right up there next to his first appearance. I mean, look, like I said I say when I unbox this, and we talked about this before, you're not going to get a lot of posability, but for $25-$30, these are statue-esque figures that you want alongside. You want these guys dwarfing your Marvel Legends.
Yeah. And really what it boils down to is alternatives. It boils down to alternatives.
Yes.
But everybody, check out that TikTok. Bobby's been holding it down on TikTok, and it's been a lot of fun. Check out.
It's been a lot of fun. Gives me reason to buy toys.
Yeah. But I just really want to get into this. So when we talk about levels of collecting, this is what we're talking about. When you have people who are hyper demanding of the Joe team, Transformers, the Star Wars team, because they want extra head sculpts, extra hands, they want detailed sculpts, they want soft goods, accessories. A lot of times you're going to find that stuff with these brands, all right? Mondo, Sideshow, X06, 30, Prime One Studio, Iron Studio, and so forth and so on. Hot Toys. We're gonna go deep onto Hot Toys in just a moment. But if you are dissatisfied with the current state of collecting, with what 1/12 scale is offering on the toy aisles in your favorite retailers or fan channels, then maybe time to step your game up. You can either go downsize into 118, or you evolve, downsize or upgrade. So let's go ahead and get right into what that different level is. And David, I do not blame you. This is not to encourage or discourage anyone. This is not to dissuade or persuade. It's just that when we talk about collecting, sometimes we are talking about different things. Not everyone collects the same. Not every fan is the same fan. Not every fandom is the same fandom. There's levels to this game. Yeah. And I'll say this, that if Hasbro's going to ask me to pay $29 for a figure, I'm just going to put that $29 towards something that I think is worth it.
Yeah.
Because from where I stand, those prices are not it. That Gamerverse Spider-Man is really what started all this. They want $34.99 for that figure. Yeah. It's a $19.99 figure.
It is.
The Temple Escape Indiana Jones, a repackage with a diorama piece for double the price.
Yes.
If you're going to be spending money like that, you might as well be spending your money on this. So let's get right into it. So, for example, on the left, we have the Masterverse Anniversary He-Man figure. And then we have the 1/6 scale Mondo figure. Shout out to K-Wish. I know he collects Mondo He-Man. I tried to get him to grab a Mondo Hordak that was like $60 or something insane. And it just missed it by that much. But here you can see the love that each brand, of course, Mattel on the left, Mondo on the right, what they have for the figure. You can see the similarities in the sculpts, but of course, Mondo just takes it up to that 4K ultra high res scale. The power sword, the shield, the axe, it's all there, right? But you get what you pay for. You really do. So you can either collect a whole bunch of Motu Origins, a whole raft of Motu Masterverse figures, or you can just grab that Mondo He-Man. I mean, of course, like once it's released, but you can grab that. You can grab Hordak. You can grab Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, and you can just leave it at that. And sure, that Mondo figure is about, what, $250?
About that.
But you're not scrounging for space, stacking a whole bunch of inbox collectibles. Yo, what up, Travis? You can just really focus your collection on a premium item that represents what that brand means to you, and you still have space. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think it is to Mattel's credit that you look at that Masterverse He-Man for $20, and here's where, once again, where I think Marvel Legends is failing, is that so that He-Man was again, it went on sale by like $20. You still get extra pair of hands, sword, shield, and the axe. And like He-Man doesn't come with a lot, but that's everything he comes with. $20. Like this would have been like what, a deluxe Marvel Legend.
Yeah.
So and again, Mondo is just, they go all out. The details are absolutely insane. And we see that with their X-Men animated series figures. I mean, those figures are just incredibly detailed, and they look beautiful. But it is basically what, 2 Marvel Legends lines for one.
Yeah.
So it's if you want to step up your game, fine. And we'll keep talking about, we're gonna get into Hot Toys so I can bring my stuff out. But yeah.
So I would say, before I was going to get into collecting, for the longest time I wanted to grab this Black Panther. Rest in peace to the late great Chadwick Boseman. But that and the Wakanda throne altogether would have been a $600 package. Yeah. And we're talking $2018. And even then, if I had just grabbed that and no other Black Panther Legends, not Shuri, not Killmonger, not Claw, if I had just left it at that, I honestly probably could have saved money. Because it's the premium level of stuff like Hot Toys and the artistry. For me, that is enough. And I don't know how many. Oh wait, I gotta shut it off. I don't know how many Legends I have where.
So, and I'm just using this as an example because, look, I've got 3 of these Captain Americas. This is Endgame. I've got Civil War, and I've got Winter Soldier. And Winter Soldier is my first Hot Toy. But the detail and the one cap that my white whale, if you will, is the first Avenger Captain America. I'm still trying to find that one. For if I can. I mean, it's been retired for forever. But you look at, let me see what we get better detail with in here. Turn this off. Yeah. So I mean, the detail you get on here, and this isn't even including like the stuff that's in the box, dude. Like the detail on these is remarkable. I mean, it's
This looks so good. It makes me want to rewatch the movie.
Oh yeah, like I've got this is the one I usually use for on the show, the in-game one. But we go to Winter Soldier.
That's great. Soft goods.
And the soft goods is great. And the in-game one comes with his compass. I love the shield. Just, I mean, this is just like a fantastic, and just to show you, and then so I can show it off, my Civil War cap.
Yeah.
Like the detail in these is fantastic, and they keep just getting better and better. So like here's it's faux leather. This is leather with some material on it, and then when we go to the end game, it's brand new. Like it's just the detail in these is just like the deco, like the work that you put
phenomenal.
Into this. It's proper. Then like I don't have the only unmasked is the Infinity War or the Civil War. I'm sorry, but look at Evans's head.
Yeah, the sculpt is immaculate.
It's immaculate. It's just it's just there we go. I've got cap. It's just, but this is was me flipping stuff, because like for me it's one of those things. Well, what do I want? Do I want all these comic books that I'll never read, or do I want these Captain Americas that like this next to Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel hero?
Yeah.
So and Evan's portrayal of him was so good that like no, I'm gonna flip stuff to get my caps.
And just as a movie fan, that Winter Soldier, like even past the first Avengers back in 2012, that Winter Soldier film is really what changed things for Marvel. It's about to be like, oh,
that's still my favorite Marvel film.
Yeah, like, these guys are really on to something. Secret Invasion is going to be taking a lot of cues from Winter Soldier. So that's going to be one for the summer. Mm-hmm. But as far as talking about getting what you pay for, right? Like I looked at the Marvel Legends for Guardians Volume 3, still haven't touched them. I don't even think I'm going to wait for clearance. I think if I do want to get anything from Guardians Volume 3, it may end up being something like this. Like I'm not going to spend $200 on a wave of figures I don't have the room for and don't really want. But I may get something, just a shout out to Groot and Rocket. There's Rocket and Cosmo as a set, Star-Lord, but I think I may just get Groot, Rocket, and Cosmo, and that's my Volume 3 shout out.
You know what? And I think, KG, you kind of hit on something there, is that there are a lot of figures at Target right now that I'm like, ooh, if it goes down to a good sale, I'll get it then. Like I want that Extremis Iron Man, the Ultimate Cap, Astonishing Cyclops. Like I've got but when I leave the store, I don't go, man, I need to go back and get that.
Yeah,
right. Like I got the John Cena with like the Mario 3 shirt, because Trav and our good friend Lance kind of got me hooked on some of the figures. I need to unbox AJ Styles, Triple H, and that John Cena. But I'm not like, oh man, I need to go back in. Like no, like I it's not like I'm good, but I'm good, right?
Right.
Like I actually stumbled across and opened. Is it Falcon, the G.I. Joe with a messed up face?
Yeah, it's Falcon.
I found a Falcon that was open. I'm like, ooh, let me see how bad the face really looks. And I opened it up. I was like, ooh, and we're gonna wait for clearance. Okay,
yeah,
bad. So it's one of those things where it's like, man, like it's one of the, I can like, okay, I can hold off.
Mm-hmm.
Like that FOMO,
right,
has kind of dissipated now.
Yeah, I think we're all saturated. It's like I've been collecting like right before the before time, right?
Right.
So it was Mandalorian and it was Endgame and Infinity War that got me jumping back onto it. Sith Trooper from Rise of Skywalker, that kind of thing. Yeah, Spec brings up a good point. It's like it's basically just like an addiction. It's like dopamine hits from finding a figure, buying it, opening it, stuff, and you don't really want that kind of relationship with something that you love. That's something that's supposed to bring you joy.
And you know what? Honestly, sorry, Cage, I want to interrupt because you and Spec kind of make a great point. Like during the pandemic, we were looking for anything that could bring us some joy and happiness. I'm like Cage. Like I was collecting. Like I've been collecting since I never stopped collecting. Right? I've never stopped. But to the degree that I think we were all going, I think that hit a tipping point in the pandemic.
Yeah,
because we were all trying to, like, people were like baking bread and learning calligraphy and learning how to crochet. Cool. We were like diving into we were Scrooge McDuck diving into the coins, but ours were plastic, right? And I think now it's like, oh, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, and I've seen K Wish's bedroom, and yeah, he literally lives in a toy museum.
Yeah.
Like my room, right? Like my office rivals KJ's, and I think I think K Wish actually beats me, KJ.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
I mean, people who are hardcore, I got nothing but love for them. I was a HeroClix guy before all this.
HeroClix.
Yeah, I was, collecting comics. Really buying DVDs, Blu-rays. Like I had still all that stuff. So we express our love in different ways. But moving right along,
yes.
Just so for an example, you can get the Playmates Star Trek figures. I'm not really a fan of those. I feel like once again, I'm not just saving money by buying something I don't really want. I'd rather just save up my money and say, let me get that Cisco. Let me get that Tuvok. Let me get that Captain Burnham. And just if you really want quality, as Bobby showed off earlier, you get what you pay for. And it's worth it if that's what you really want. So sometimes don't go sinking $175 into a Marvel Legends wave. Don't spend $150 on Bad Batch figures. It's like just go ahead. Yes, I saw Tony's extra detail. Go ahead and just save that money and get something that you really love. I saved my money and I got this Mezco Destro. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'll put you in solo. Okay, there.
And it's fantastic. I don't have time to take everything out right now. I probably should have had that at the ready for the episode. But yeah, it's going to be tricky getting back to those even classifieds and retros. Like I just say that it's a different kind of love. So I still have that Zartan and I still have, these retro collections here. And so it's just flipping that different switch.
Yeah.
But if I have that Mezco Destro, it's just going to be with my other Mezcos because it's just on a different level. Soft goods, extra hands, different head sculpts for expressiveness. It's crazy right now. Hey, how much? Yeah, Tony got that Detolf for like $20 on offer.
What?
How much is a Detolf like right now? Because I could definitely use the space. It's like $100 and something bucks, right?
They're crazy right now.
That is crazy, but not as crazy as this. So these are the Lord of the Rings 1/6 scale figures from Asmus. I had started collecting the Diamond Select Lord of the Rings, and once I saw these, it's like, man, I'm not even going to bother. $190 for Detolfs, man. Screw that.
Damn.
I am not bothering for that. Shout out to Spec. Yeah, man. Do it. Put them right back in there. Look at the detail on Theoden's armor right here, dude.
I mean, it's insane.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely, and it's stunning. It's beautiful. Like it's craftsmanship. And I think that's where I think a lot of us are Like I love my I'm still doing classifieds for the most part, because of what we get. Now whether or not I stay on it after this year, because I'm getting the figures I really wanted this year.
Yeah.
We'll see. But like, I mean, it's that's work.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that what we get with classifieds and Hasbro and Mattel isn't like all these take work, but that's time and effort.
Yeah, it's craft. It's craft. Yeah. And even with something like this, where there's a simple elegance to it, but you look at the quality of the soft goods, right? And that horse, that's a static horse, right? If it was Mythic Legions, that horse would be articulated. But it's still, you see where the love that a company like Asmus has, they take having the license seriously. You can even get branded collectibles straight from What a Workshop if you want to. So it's just, that's, when we talk about the different levels, that's what that means.
Yeah.
It means how much do you want to spend on your collection, how much time, how much space, right? Because if you don't have a lot of space, you may just want to get a Lord of the Rings collectible at a premium price and not bother with a bunch of Diamond Select figures or busts or that kind of thing, that you can't have this sprawling collection all over the place, right? And so then, you want to take it a step further. Then we start talking about quarter inch, right? So at this point, you need some loot and you need some space.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have it, then there's different ranges for you, right? So if you don't want to do quarter scale, where you have like different diorama bases and busts, that kind of thing, then you can go ahead and go get 1/6 scale. You can get premium 1/12 scale figures, right?
Yeah.
Metacom, Mezco, like I was showing off earlier. Shout out to Mythic Legions. So it just really depends, right? So there's room for all sorts of different kinds of collectors, or whether if you just want to ball out of control, or where you just really just want to give a quick shout out to something like, man, I got love for G.I. Joe, I got love for Transformers, Core Class, those little small Transformers. You just have desk tchotchkes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just really what you can have fun with. That's the most important thing.
It's true, and it's funny. My wife got me this for as a stocking stuffer, but like literally just a little stormtrooper. Like, and honestly, I mess around with this like all the time on my desk but it's like $5, and it's just nice little like for my desk, and it's just it doesn't take up a ton of room. Whereas my Star Wars collection up there, and I actually have one of the end caps from Walmart, and it's just like all my figures are in there. But that's also just me going, hey, I need that, and like, all right, fine, whatever. I don't want to deal with you people right now. I'm like, all right, that's fine, thank you. Really cool though. What's up, Chris?
It's basically, this stuff was meant to be played with. So it doesn't really benefit you keeping it in box. You don't have room to display. You don't have room to make it actionable. Then I would say either sell it, flip it, give it to a happy home, someone who can make use of it, or just crack it open and play with your figures. I started just, if I got something in, I opened it. If I didn't have room for it, I didn't get it. And that made a big difference. Where like even if something was like $8 or $9, I didn't bother. I just don't have space for it right now. And I'm still having fun with the stuff that is open that I'm still playing with, right? But I wouldn't mind playing with this. That is a quarter scale Iron Man Mark IV with the suit up gantry from Iron Man 2. I did not include the price. I do have some price tags to show you guys, to show you what I mean by levels, right? Sometimes I just window shop online.
I window shop all the time. Now, I will say this. Like a lot of companies and Sideshow is great about this. They do payment plans because a lot of these that we're about to see. All right.
Yeah. Shall I bring the pain?
Bring it.
All right. Let's go ahead as a case study. Let's just focus on DC. Let's focus on the Trinity, right? Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. So here we see the DC superpowers line, $10 a piece. You want to show love. You want to relive some of those childhood memories. Bobby, I know you have a fantastic vintage superpowers collection. Looks dope. Yes. Once again, check out our previous episode.
Yes.
A Todd kind of mood, 122. So you want to show love with superpowers. You want to have Super Friends playing on in the background. There may be Super Friends streams you can find on YouTube. Be resourceful. Be creative. So right there, $30 gets you to Trinity. Go ahead, get yourself a dark side to go along with it, and beat them up. It's a lot of fun. Yep, like my dude said, $10. $10.
Yep.
$10. You can't beat that, right?
You can't.
Let's kick it up a notch. So these are the McFarlane toys, right?
Yep.
You may not be able to get that Snyder Cut Batman, but you can still get the one from the Flash that's coming up. You can get Batfleck, and you can get. I mean, Keaton's a bit hard to find, unmasked or masked, but if you can find.
Really?
Depending on where you're at in LA, like I lucked out in the beginning. You got to get some of this stuff at the beginning sometimes. But
gotcha.
You know, that Superman, that red-blue Superman was a Target exclusive, but you can still get the black suit if you're resourceful, right? If you just want that movie look, but you can get Page Punchers, you can get Injustice, you can get the Todd McFarlane design ones. They're weird as hell. You know, you can grab this stuff, $25, $20. Hold on a second, solo. So I think I grabbed that. Yes, I don't have that one. I have literally everything else. I have Constantine, Black Adam was like $13, but I grabbed that Superman because that Superman is straight out of Superman Returns.
Yeah,
from the Black Adam Page Punchers wave. So I'm thinking about getting a Brandon Ruth head sculpt to put on that Superman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Right? So once again, McFarlane takes it up a notch, about double the price of those superpowers, right? $20, $25, maybe get them on sale. I'm waiting for that Wonder Woman to get on sale. I refuse to pay more than $10. I already have one. But let's upscale it a bit more. This is Medicom's Mafex line. Mafex, excuse me. So we have that Wonder Woman, once again, Batfleck, and Henry Cavill Superman. These are out of print. So you would have to go to eBay. And the prices will make you grit your teeth a little bit. Right? So it's a different kind of game.
Yep.
There are levels to this game. All right. Let's kick it up another notch, shall we? So these are Mezco toys. You can get a Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. You can get Green Lantern. You can get Flash. Classics, right? But these guys, they're years old. So you may have to be resourceful. You may have to go to hobby sites. Overseas sites. You may have to use Amazon Japan. You may have to work out trades in your Discord channels, Facebook groups. I think you can still get the cinematic Wonder Woman Mezco for about $80 from Big Bad Toy Store, right? And there's still the Snyder Cut box set that hasn't been shipped out yet. So it just really depends on what you're looking for. Do you want soft goods? Do you need hyper real articulation and face sculpts? Do you just want something that you can grab off of the pegs when you're at Target or Walmart? Do you just want to revisit those childhood memories? There are levels to this game. And if something is causing you dissatisfaction, reevaluate that and say, like, I want better action figures, and I'm willing to pay money for action figures. I don't like the prices that McFarlane Toys or Hasbro or Mattel charges. If they're going to charge me that much, I might as well get Hot Toys. I might as well get a Mezco. I might as well get the thing that I want. If Vision Marvel Legends costs $80, I'm either going to get a Marvel Select Vision on sale for like $20, or I'm going to get that Hot Toys Vision and Wanda to go along with it.
Yeah.
Right? Let's turn it up another dial, because the way that we talk about collecting, usually on Toy Kind of Mood, or we see on YouTube or other channels, you know, that's one level of the atmosphere, right? But now it's time to go to the stratosphere. So these are from Iron Studios, right? These are about 150 a piece. And these are 1/10 scale statues. Highly detailed, like movie quality. Like, look at these for a second. Now, you can go to Sideshow to get these. You can go to Iron Studios, their own website, to get these. So if you just really love that Snyderverse aesthetic, I know they had the Full Circle event a couple of weeks ago. You can see some of those clips online. They really wanted to put their own rubber stamp on it. And it's not that cookie cutter stuff that we see sometimes. I'm not going to name names, right? Some of these movies, they're just not worth the budgets they put behind them. It's like, why did you make this? But when you look at the level of the craft and artistry behind these statues, you can even see that the people who made these statues and figures, they really dug the aesthetic themselves. So there's something to be said about if that's what you really love, that Snyder cut all black Superman suit, get the statue, get the figure,
dude.
Get it.
I won't lie. I had the 4 Hot Toys I've sold. I regret majorly 3 of them. I had Doctor Strange, I had Hawkeye, and I had the Batman vs Superman. And the only one I didn't regret really selling was that Doctor Strange. I really miss my Hawkeye. And that Batman and Superman were just so damn cool.
Yeah, dude.
I really, really wish those are the only ones. Like, the only one that survived that purge was my Captain America's. What's up, Ken?
What up, Ken? Shout out to Ken Poe.
Enough lamenting, KJ. Let's keep it rolling.
All right. So I missed out on these. Before I started collecting McFarlane toys and everything else, I could have just stopped at these 3 statues from Sideshow Collectibles. At the time, they were $400 a piece. Now, you can do your own research. Let's just say they're up there. These are the Bruce Timmverse 1/6 scale statues from the animated series line. Once again, there are levels. There are levels to this stuff.
Can I just say, I have never liked that version of Batman.
Wow. So that's the second version look.
So that's when they went to the New Adventures of Batman. Yeah. Like, for the most part, I just it is on Netflix now. I hated how they changed up. Like, I think the only character I didn't hate the redesign was Scarecrow.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Other than that, I did not like the redesigns.
Then that animated series, there was basically 2 seasons, 2 distinct looks.
Yes.
So when it first came out, it was around the same time that Batman Returns was in theaters.
Yep.
Great show. The second aesthetic, the redesign, was so that it could really flow into everything else, like Superman the animated series.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Also, cool little tidbit here. They actually used black paper.
Yeah.
To make it much darker, which it actually, and it's weird. The design got more cartoonish.
Yeah.
But the stories got darker.
Right.
And so that's why I still love them, because it was great storytelling. I just never liked that design. It just felt weird to me.
No, I dig that. I still like I love either design. And so McFarlane Toys has been great for that. I did not get the statues. I did get the 6-inch scale McFarlane Toys. And I did get the 7-inch scale of that Batman, which has the most horrible legs I've ever seen on an action figure. I can't make it stand, but more on that later.
Dude, when we did our first best and worst of, and I said that Batman McFarlane was the worst, and like, no, it's so good. I'm like, look at the legs. Look at the legs. It was like literally it was the inverted triangle.
Yeah, you can design it so that those legs you can have the figures stand. That's just lazy design. Don't get me started on that.
That's why I passed on that the really cool like bat symbol McFarlane piece. That was stunning and I loved it. I was like, oh, but the figure looked
Yeah, yeah. You got to get what you pay for.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And you can't make concessions. If people are playing games like Hasbro, like McFarlane Toys sometimes, then speak with your wallet, right? But my wallet is keeping silent when faced with stuff like this. So this is from What a Workshop. You can get these as a bundle deal for $999. Otherwise, they're $400 a piece, right? But you just got to show love to the Snyder Cut. You know, Weta, they won't let you down. They make quality stuff. They make some of the best stuff that's out there.
Weta is absolutely insane. Like certifiably, like, oh my god, what are you doing? But you know what? Here's one of the things. Like when people say, like, yeah, you know, if I had like, you know, if I don't have to worry about money, yeah, I'd totally go for these. You know, I wouldn't have, if you don't have to worry about money, then yes, these are, you know, obviously what you would go for. But, dear Lord, I'm not spending $1,000 on 3 figures. I'm not.
I need a place to stay.
You know, even, and here's one of the things, like, even if I had, you know, all the money in the world, like, I'd buy them, but then, like, what am I doing with them? Right? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, and it gets again where, you know, you have statues, people have like statues and like works of art, and I get that, and it's wonderful and good for you, but like, is it worth? And obviously, like the detail and the craftsmanship, yeah, obviously, but it's dude, like the fact that actually even exists, like, God.
Yeah, it's you need to have the space. You need to, I would guess, either just have a ton of Snyder Cut DC cinematic stuff that's just like a museum room essentially, or this is your only thing, this is your only purchase, and this is the only one that you're going to use to show love to these movies that you adore so much.
So, speaking of someone who has a ton of money, last August, so you know those like giant statues that like some comic book shops have. My dad and I went to the Tony Parker exhibit in San Antonio. So Tony Parker, obviously the Spurs Hall of Famer.
Mr. Eva Longoria, or
yes,
maybe formerly
Mr. Eva Longoria. He has these like, you know, 8-foot tall statues, and it just lines his basketball court at his house. Like, that's legit, but dude, he has like amazing statues.
Yeah,
they're ridiculous. I love them all. Like my dad and I drove like an hour to go look at them, and they were cool as hell.
Man, I want a museum.
Right?
I want a personal museum.
I want a warehouse. Just like walk in, like, oh, like, you know, but to each, like, everyone has their own, like Jay Leno.
Yeah. Garage. Yeah. That's another level of collecting.
That's a whole, like, he has just like cars, but Seinfeld has like a 4-story garage just full of all the cars that he owns. Who fell? Steven.
They got jealous of Seinfeld's collection.
Exactly. But, you know, it's one of those things where, like, you know, that is, you know, what, you know, they love, and Leno loves his cars, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he has a garage full.
I mean, we got to keep working towards houses. I'm developing a house plan right now because it may involve moving away from LA. It may involve just looking out at the right place. But you know, I wanted a house, and if I do it correctly, I can still own a house. I feel just maybe have to be resourceful, you know. And if I had a house, I would probably put stuff like this in it.
Boom! As you walk in, Like if you want to flex, just like this is money. Look.
Like this is like I made the right decisions on the stock market money. I invested in the right tech company before it blew up money. These are from Infinity Studio. These are full-scale, one-for-one busts from Snyder Cut Justice League. All right. But these, when I say there are levels to this game, this is what I'm talking about. I just want you guys to take a look at these busts, right? And then we're gonna go into how much these cost. Like if this was Price is Right, you know what? Let's go ahead and play Price is Right. How much do you think these busts cost for each one? Go ahead and give me some prices in the chat.
Yeah. All right, chat. Come on.
What do you think? What do you
one for one? What do
you
think these are worth?
How much would you pay for one of these? Just one of these, or all three?
Well, the chat guy. Wow. Okay, Spec.
Okay.
Spec is going. Spec's going home. I'm waiting for someone to do 3001.
I'll be like $300. $300 for Batman. You know, like that kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
All right. So I think you guys are savvier. You guys are real savvy about this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Or they're cheating and looking at the prices online.
When we talk about levels of collecting, it's important to not grab something just because of the price tag. That's dumb. You get it because you love it, right? Sometimes you can luck out. You can get a quarter scale figure, a 6 scale figure that's just getting cleared out, right? Mm-hmm. I have friends of mine that got Mondo figures for $50 just because they found it at the right moment. Collectible sets at a fraction of the cost, right? Yeah, we just need that Price is Right music. Like I need to be playing that right now. Yeah, so we've been around. So let's go ahead. Let's see what this stuff is. So first off, that Batman, we're looking at $2,600 sold out. A lot of times these are limited batches. These guys don't have to sell much. You sell 100 of these.
Yeah.
And that's, $250,000. Like you made your money back pretty much, right? So you don't have to make too many of these. It can be a limited edition, 500 pieces, 600 pieces, 1,000 pieces. All right. Let's see how much that Wonder Woman was. Right, about the same. That's a bit of a leap right there. $800 more for that.
That is like for some people like 2 to 3 months worth of rent.
Depending where you're at in LA, that's still 1 month of rent.
Yeah, it's true.
It's it's like that's what we mean by levels. How much do you think that Superman was worth, Chad? What do you think? What do you think we're dealing with here with that Infinity Studio, Zack Snyder's Justice League Superman bust? I guess you can say you're not looking to bust a move.
Hey-o.
Okay, sorry.
I don't
Yeah, at that price, I don't want a cameo and be like, listen, hey, Gal, can you do a voicemail for my brother for his birthday?
Just pop into the show.
Yeah, it's my brother's birthday, by the way. So, but I'll tell him you all said happy birthday to him. All right, let's go ahead and get this over with. That's the Superman bust. That's a car. You can get a used. You can still get a used car for that price. You know where to look.
That is a car. That's insane.
You would really, really, really have to love Snyder Cut to spend that kind of money.
But you know what? But here's the crazy thing, dude. That some people have just like so much money that it's like $4,000 to them is like literally like what they have in their wallet.
I need to make better decisions because that'd be nice to do that. Whether it's like maybe we got to do shorter episodes so we can spend more time writing.
Right? Exactly.
Well, but look, man, let me backtrack to that previous slide because you look at this, you're looking at $10,000.
Yep.
Just looking at this, man, it's like, yeah, this is So, be kind to your collection. Be kind to Hasbro and Mattel and to McFarlane because they're making those figurines that still need to have the detailing and the sculpture to give a shout out to those costumes and to those actors' portrayals, to the world that these filmmakers and craftspeople have built. So whether you're spending $4,000 on a Superman bust or $10 on a Superpowers figure, it's all love,
Like, look, this is still on my desk because it's still one of my favorite figures from last year. But Hawkeye,
Yeah.
like, look at you have to give it to Hasbro. They did a great job with the likeness, and I'd have to sell a kidney to get him. Like, this is a great figure.
That's a fun figure. Yeah,
and this is kind of what I wish more Hasbro would be like. I can't. Granted, look, if I have like 70 million in the bank, 4K, like what? Okay, isn't that what like bananas cost? I don't know.
Right.
I have millions in the bank. I don't give a shit. But it's just wow.
You don't have to break the bank in order to show love to your favorite brands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't.
I get stuff on sale, man. If I'm not sending y'all figs, I'm at least sending y'all links. So like, if you're just curious, just go ahead and grab it. And I love seeing people do what they love and having fun with it. Like that. It's sort of like I can't go over to your house and play toys with you, but I can at least do this. This show was like that for me. Right?
That is true.
But back to more window shopping.
Yes.
Just because I'm kind, I didn't bother showing the price tag on this. Don't ask. I won't.
I'm a little curious.
This is the Jazz Inc. 1/6 scale Batmobile and Justice League Batman. It's a set, including with the diorama base. You can guess all you want. I'm not putting the price tag on. You can find out for yourself. I think we've all dealt with enough sticker shock for today. All right. What, you want to keep going?
Let's keep going.
That's the Jazz Inc. Dioramas Batwing. So that is $2,500, $2,500. Never mind the Batman that fits in that. I think you can put a Hot Toys Batman 89 in that figure, in that vehicle, right? Like
that is insane.
So when we talk about Joe vehicles, when we talk about the Dragonfly, Mobat, the Mauler tank, we talk about the Wolverine for CoverGirl, Rolling Thunder, all right?
Yeah.
The Flag, a classified series flag. I can't afford that, all right? There's someone out there that could. Hasbro won't make it. Hasbro will not make that.
No, and I won't lie. I have to finish my Batwing. I have it like partially put together. I need to send off for some of the pieces that were missing. I know.
Yeah.
But 2.5 is God.
This is from Prime One Studio. This is their Justice Buster. Once again, don't worry about the price. Just have fun looking at it.
Yeah.
So this is like a mech that's supposed to expose all the different weaknesses of the Justice League. But it just looks insane, right? Like, it probably lights up. I'd be surprised if it didn't light up and they're just lying in the picture, but I don't think they are.
Ah!
I think it comes with dry ice. So you can actually spray the mist in the background.
I looked at the price, KJ. I looked at the price, KJ.
What? What's the price? What's the price?
The 3,000.
For what? The Justice Buster?
Yeah.
Tony Romo says he's good with the superpowers, man. Me too, bro. Me too. I think I might end up getting that Supermobile once we're done with this episode.
After you look at this, you're like, you know what? I'm a little more justified in spending $20 on a figure.
Listen, we've gone on and on about this stuff, but just once again, talking about different levels, I went ahead, I took the plunge into 118. It started with G.I. Joe's, kept it going with Superpowers.
Yep.
You see my retro wall. I love these retro figures. And a lot of times, if they're on sale clearance, I can grab doubles, open them up, right? Once I got Reva, I had to get Kenobi. I had to get Vader. They were all, there was the value, which is magnificent.
And once again, it's one of those aspects of collecting where the price, the value, the playability, it all kind of comes together with that. And the TVC, I adore the TVC because you look at like, oh, that's basically Black Series for sometimes a third of the cost. Same soft goods, same, playability.
The articulation, yeah.
Same articulation. It's like, I'm okay getting, tiny figures if they're looking just as badass.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think the next time that I see some on, not even just on sale, if they're available, I think I may just go grab them. The final episode Kenobi vintage collection. I got to get it now. They did a marvelous job with the Wandering Jedi. So I think it's Jablim or Jabim, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
The final showdown Kenobi. Like,
yes,
I won't hesitate if I see that on pegs. I'm just
no, yeah.
No,
there are ones, and I have them in storage. I had like absolutely zero qualms about taking them. Like, nope, this is mine now.
Yeah,
this is amazing, mine now. Yeah,
and it's good to save some cash. I think what is it, 50, 30, 20? So 50 for what you need, 30% on what you want, and 20% savings.
Yeah.
Right. So I have enough figures, enough toys. I don't really have anything I don't really need to keep buying a lot of stuff. I wanted the Extremists. I wanted my Astonishing X-Men, Cyclops, and Emma, Ultimate, Captain America. Love that run from Miller and Hitch. But it can wait. And I don't mean like waiting on sales. I mean waiting on when I've cleared up space and room,
And you know what? It's also one of those things where it's like, it's 25 at Target now. Like, if I find it open for like $10, I'll probably then I'm like, all right, fine, screw it. Like, I don't need everything to come along with it. If I can just get the figure, it goes to what we were talking about when I was on Toy Connections with Ken, like opened or unopened. Sometimes I don't care about the packaging. Sometimes just give me the figure.
Just give me the figure.
And I'm okay, like going to cons and like going to like the $5 bin, like, oh, let's see what you have. Okay, these all kind of suck, but maybe I'll find like that, like, diamond in the rough.
Right.
Let's see what we got. So I mean, it is the levels of collecting. It is tough. Like, I don't think we're in the upper echelon just yet. We'll be there though soon, KJ.
Yeah.
But I think that also helps put a lot of stuff in perspective of what we are buying. People, and I get that people don't, like, well, I spent this money.
Yeah.
Why is the figure, like, why is the plastic cheap, or why is it broken, or why is the leg wobbly, blah 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 blah. And I get that. I really do. But on the other hand, just return the figure. They are mass produced. Like, they're not made to order. They're like, all right, we're gonna make these, ship them out. Hopefully we'll make our money back.
Right.
But it's like, okay, well, if you want them to be better, then either A, don't buy it, wait for clearance, or move to something else. Like K-Wish said it earlier. Oh, right here. Sorry. When we look at Super 7, like, these are, made to order.
And these are the Ultimates you're talking about, right?
These are the Ultimates, yeah.
Right.
Now, I won't lie. So this is my stuck Super 7. I've opened it, but I haven't unboxed it yet for the show.
Right.
But I will show y'all quickly. So, and sometimes, not often, but sometimes, certain brands do it, like, actually did a little better. And while I am happy with this figure, like, this is it. Let me turn this off so we get, like, this is a cool figure. Like A-Stuck looks great.
That is
However,
yeah.
However, I think the NECA figure looks a little bit better just because it has the black animation tinge to it, like the outline.
Yeah. Has the outlining, and it's cheaper, right? So instead of $55, well, you may have gotten that Super 7 on sale.
Well, no, well, actually, I got paid the Super 7 figure
Nice.
for editing some stuff. But and this A-Stuck was a 2-pack. Was the A-Stuck Mutagen Man. So, but I mean, look, this does look. I mean, this does look. Actually, let me turn the light off. It's a little blaring.
A little bright.
Yeah, he does look great, but and look, this I think the reason why it looks a little off because it looks so realistic. Like it actually does look like he has feathers. But Super 7 doesn't miss. And you can ask K-Wish about it. Like Super 7, like you're gonna get amazing figures. So, just once again, actually, you know what? I'll just bring down my bat from last year's San Diego. Like this is a great figure. Is it a little wobbly? Sure.
Okay.
But it's not like it's like, limited to like 100. Like this is a figure that was mass produced, and Super 7 still did a great job.
Yeah.
With everything.
That does look great. Yeah. I have to say, going back to Ninja Turtles, like when I saw these on the pegs, it just hit that.
Dude.
It just hit that pleasure. What? Do you still need to get these?
No. I see them all every time I go to Target.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like I've held them in my hand going, oh man, I want these.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to start another collection.
Yeah, like I need another hole in the head.
Exactly. So I mean, let me see here.
Like I just left it to the Turtles. I didn't grab Shredder. I didn't grab like any of that stuff. Look at that.
Like I've got the 4 Turtles. I've got the 4 Turtles. I've got.
And that's the ultimate one?
Yeah, these are ultimates.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got Leo. I've got the 4 Turtles. I've got Shredder, Splinter, my Surfer Mikey, which is great. Like I love Super 7. Yeah, you can get them on sale. I got I found the Surfer Mikey for Christmas. I got him for Christmas, but he's on Amazon for like $35. You can get them on sale. But they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Like the Shredder, I'm looking at my like Super 7s up there, and they're just fantastic figures.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yes, they are $55. But you get a ton of stuff with them, so it kind of evens out, like the detail, the quality. The Turtles come with like 4 versions of their weapons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just it's just like, all right. Like,
and that's where you can get your money's worth if you're really a fan of the brands that the Ultimates do. I have the NECA Secret of the Ooze VHS pack, and it's so sick. I haven't cracked it open yet. When that Kino, shout out to Fopster, what's up, man? When that Kino figure comes out, I'm getting that so fast. It's gonna make me open everything up just so I can recreate the first 10 minutes of Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze. I have to do it. The only thing I'm missing is like the blow up doll, the blow up clown that Donatello or whatever. But anyway, let me touch on to the next phase of the discussion real quick. I want to talk about premium 118 figures.
Means
because it's not just about scale, right? Like even if you're collecting small figures, you can still get at a premium. You didn't have a problem with you didn't like how G.I. Joe Retro pivoted away from O-Ring, or you didn't like this thing or that thing.
Yeah.
You might be able to try some other stuff. Overseas, they have great 118 imports. And also shout out to Skeletron and Grindstone Toys. They have fantastic Kickstarter where you can still go to Skeletron.com. You can order Assassin Skeledrones, and you can put in pre-orders for great 4-inch scales. Those are the first 4-inch figures I ordered. And then.
Yeah.
So shout out to Skeletron. Thanks but not really. Thanks.
Yeah.
These are the Joy toys. This set right here is like $100, but like the armor comes off, really highly detailed face sculpts, and they have them for different brands like Warhammer, Battle for the Stars.
Oh, okay.
Even the Wandering Earth. If you saw that movie on Netflix, you can even get like the Chinese astronauts from the Wandering Earth from Joy Toy, that kind of thing. They have great mechas too at 1/25th scale. And then you also have stuff like Acid Rain. So Acid Rain is highly detailed, and they have great vehicles. But those vehicles can sometimes be anywhere from $30 to $100 or even $200. So even though you're playing at a smaller scale,
yeah,
sculpting is still there. The articulation and detail is still there because we just like these figures.
Yeah.
We just like the art and craft that go behind the stuff. That's why we collect action figures, play sets, dioramas, vehicles, mechas. Like you can really get into something new that you appreciate, right? And you don't have to deal with companies that sometimes cut corners.
Yeah.
Because of mass production and everything else. These are from Hiya Toys. And you'd be hard pressed to find out that these are 1/18 scale. That's how good this stuff gets.
Wow.
Those G.I. Joe toys, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to get those G.I. Joes, especially that Storm Shadow. That was the concept art Storm Shadow that I wanted until a Legion of Crybabies stopped it from happening. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. Shout out to the Joe Nation. Shout out to the Joe community. Sometimes we cost ourselves dope shit because we're afraid of new things. Get with the new, roll with it. But this, yeah, it's a different ball game sometimes. So just because you're playing at a shorter, smaller scale doesn't mean you're skimping on the bucks. You can still get really cool stuff. So I have been collecting diecast as well. So
okay, I've just never got into diecast.
I had diecast when I was a kid. I had
Hot Wheels. Oh, dude, I have so many Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
because that's the one thing my dad and I collect together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually have his Father's Day gifts over here. But like I've got all the Batmobiles. I got every variation of it.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So I actually got this one. I already have this one. I got this one to open. So I'm gonna crack it up real quick. Actually, on the show, let's do a live unboxing on the show here. Why not?
All right.
It's one of those things where. But you're right. Like you look at the Hot Wheels. Look at that.
That's
and
great.
Look, say what you will about Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Kilmer killed it as Batman. Was this Batmobile absolutely ridiculous and insane and had no place being in that movie? Sure. What is it still a dope looking Batmobile? 100%. 100%. But yeah, I think this is the one thing my wife actually gets most annoyed with me about, and the fact that I've got I've got 2 of those big tubs, full, of in-box Hot Wheels from my in-box collection goes back to 96.
Wow.
96.
The love is real, dude.
So I would buy that. I'd buy the land speeder too.
Hold on a second.
I used to really like my original. Oh man.
Yeah.
I need to find that.
The moment I saw it, I had to grab it.
Oh, dude, I don't believe it. I need to find that. If I see that, I'm snagging it.
All right, so yeah, but go ahead.
But no, it's one of those things and you can tell when I started because I was really into and they're all like the old 96, 97 Ferraris. So I've got all the old late 90s Ferraris, the Dodges, the Lamborghinis. I have all of those in box still. Great packaging.
That's great.
And then I just it's one of those things where I've never stopped.
Dude, I mean, it's going to be hard to stop. I dipped my toe in the water in the Jazzware Micro Galaxy.
Ooh.
And I made myself stop. So I grabbed the Trench Run 4-pack and I grabbed the Millennium Falcon. They were both on sale on Amazon, and I stopped. I used May the 4th as an excuse, which is like the way that the wings open up, like stuff like that. It's like it's just a lot of fun. I have a TIE fighter around here somewhere.
Yeah.
But check this out. That same land speeder, you can take those micro figures. Like I can take the micro figure out of this because they're roughly the same scale. They're roughly still that 1/64 scale. I can take this land speeder.
That is cool.
And I can put Luke in the land speeder.
That is awesome.
And if I have the Millennium Falcon. So the Millennium Falcon comes with the Tatooine Farm Boy Luke. So I can actually grab that and put that in there and actually have Luke and R2D2 in the land speeder.
That's amazing.
Or C3PO. So don't worry about scale. You can still have so much fun. It's not about the scale. It's not about the money. And yeah, you have to create your own stopping point sometimes, because I have boxes and boxes full of figs that I can't even get my hands to. I have to sell it. And I'm selling it not because I don't want it. It's because that I want to play with it. But if I'm playing with other things, then honestly, I need to focus on that first and just leave it at that. And if I end up selling that stuff and then dabbling in something else, that's fine. But you really have to make sure you're having fun with it, and that's not something that's causing you grief, causing you anxiety.
Yeah.
You got like a whole collection that's in box. You're not going to touch it. It's not bringing you joy. It's not doing anything. If I were you, I would sell it. Sell it, not just because there's like a storm coming or anything, but sell it so you can focus on the things you're actually playing with. You're in a wrestle mood right now. Enjoy your wrestling figs. I'm on a die-cast kick right now. I ended up I love Speed Racer. Speed Racer, the movie, is turning 15 years old. I grabbed that Mach 6, dude.
Oh, that's cool.
I grabbed the Mach 6, and I was such a fan of this. I got the Mach 5, and I got the Mach 4 as well.
Yeah.
So I had to get it on card as well.
I don't blame you. Yeah, that's awesome. Like I've got, what is this? I've had this for, I don't even know where I found this, but it was the
That's great. Titanium? Yeah.
Yeah. They're just fun. Like my Hot Wheels, like that along with like my Eternia, like a few other figures, like I'll never get rid of, just because like that has a special connection to me. So but the one thing I will say I do love, and luckily Ashley does not get mad at me about having these Legos.
Yeah, that's great.
And I've actually got Optimus Prime.
You have Lego Optimus Prime?
I do. I got him as a birthday gift. I have Voltron partly put together. I'm stuck at the block line, but would you like to see my Optimus Prime?
No.
Would you like to see him, KJ?
No, I don't want to see it.
You don't want to see it? Okay.
I don't want to see it.
Okay.
You have Lego Batwing, Lego Voltron, Lego Optimus Prime. Before time, I was doing Legos, man. I was doing Marvel Legos.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing I got the Tron Legacy Legos. I was all about that stuff, man. And
I found them, and they're in storage because I right now don't have anywhere to put them, but I'm not. I have a few of the architecture ones that I've unfortunately broken, but I do have the X-Wing. I mean, not the X-Wing, the Blackbird. I've got the Blackbird. I've got Ecto 1. I've got this one. I had this one, the first move Ashley and I did. I gingerly put it in the box, and this broke. And it hurt me. It's in a box. It's all together. It is all together. But this box is absolutely insane. And then, KJ, you know what hurt me? You know what hurt me? I had the Millennium Falcon. I still have it. It's in a box.
I don't like where this is going.
And I had to put it down for just a second. It was on the ground, and my Winter Soldier cap fell into the middle of it.
No, no, that's.
And I was like, and usually I have like great reflex. I can usually catch it but I was watching it fall. I was like, it's gone up. Oh my god.
That's a sitcom moment. That's a horror moment.
Oh my! It went. Yeah, I've got, but then I've been able to carefully move my Mustang and my Volkswagen Bug. Like I've got like they're and I've started doing this, and I would not recommend it unless you actually know what you're doing. But
okay,
I got this right. I got Slave One.
Yeah.
I got Slave One. I'll put this together with super glue. Like you better make sure that you're putting the pieces in the right spot.
Yeah.
But once you do, dude, a little super glue. I did that with my Mandalorian and the Razor Crest.
Wow.
And it's a little $10 one. And these are so much fun to put together.
Okay. Like, yeah, the little mini vehicles, yeah.
Yeah. But you put them in there, and then like it's fallen. Nothing.
All right. All right.
It's like literally dropping a figure. I'm like, okay. But that is like expert level Lego right there. It's like
yeah.
Like you do
like
you
Lego Masters with Will Arnett. Yeah.
Exactly. Like okay. If not, you're screwed. You're done.
I want to touch on something that Spec said. Basically, he has a closet full of Legos because I have no space to open and build them, and then they go out of print and go up in value. Then you can't open them. I have this exactly same situation with so many brands with Motu Origins that I'm keeping on card because the value just shot up, or different classified figures. Like I have Wave 1 figures that were fodder. Now they're selling for like $80 or $100, right?
Yeah.
But it's like that's really defeating the purpose. It's like you either use them or flip them. It's having that in box and this potential value that you're never going to actualize. I don't know. There's something heartbreaking about that. Where it's
know what? It's funny you mentioned that. One of my best friends, he was actually co-best man at my wedding. He has a closet full of like Legos, and he wants to like eventually when his son is older, put them together. And he's got like at least $5,000 worth of Legos. And right there, like I have one, and the box got messed up, but it's a retired Ferrari that's going for like $400 or $500. But the box is so messed up now that you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna open up, put together. But I'm going to. I know later this year the NES set is gonna be retired, so I might buy two. One for me to put together because I really want that, and then hold on to one of them, like keep it in mint, and then 2 years, flip it. That shit goes insane.
Yeah. Closing. I want to close this out with talking about just going back to diecast because there's just once again, it's really what you're able to afford. It's what you're willing to spend the money on.
Yep.
If you want diecast that you can have opening doors, you can have opening hoods, that kind of stuff. Really quickly, I went ahead and I got the Knight Rider Hot Wheels.
So jealous.
No, don't be jealous, man, because this stuff I had to get it off of eBay. So it wasn't the 35 at San Diego. It wasn't 35 plus shipping. It was more than that.
Yeah.
It's just that grail, like I said, when I went to San Diego, it took everything that I had. So there were all these things that I would have gotten, but because I paid for a room, because I bought food, I wasn't buying exclusives or toys or stuff like that. I just stuck like a splinter in my mind. I had to get that Knight Rider because it was just out of reach.
Yeah.
So it became a grail, and I grabbed it. I will say this. speaking of Grails, I had to grab this 18. So this is from Greenlight. This isn't Hot Wheels. This is from Greenlight Collectibles. But I just
Greenlight does some really good stuff. Greenlight does some really good stuff.
It is. And the Hot Wheels 18 doesn't have the gray two-tone. It's just black with the stripe. I don't know if there was a season of 18 where the van was like that, but I knew I had to get the gray gray to go with the black and the red. So yeah, once I got that, I was like, let me chill. I don't need Ecto 1. I don't need this thing or that thing or Hot Wheels right now. That's gonna come later. But when you're talking about scale levels, we talk about 164. If you're a railroad or a model maker, there's 187. That's OG miniatures. Yes. So we'll talk about Have Zero or HO scale, right? Because you have 1 gauge, 2 gauge, 3 gauge, and you have 0 gauge. And what we talk about, like Hot Wheels, is like a step up over H0 gauge.
Gotcha.
So some hardcore collectors will actually get Hot Wheels 187 scale to go with their railroad collection, which is like there are levels to this game.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. I mean, and even within the diecast, talking about this, but even like the difference between Hot Wheels and Matchbox, and like looking at like the dollar, like $2, $5, and then the I almost bought it, but I couldn't justify the $10. But like the Batman cars, like those, but once again, like we've discussed Batmobiles, and granted it was a builder figure, but like the
McFarlane built a Batmobile,
yeah, which I actually kind of dug that he did this with it. Like the details is great, paint job is great, but getting this would be insane. I'm sure that for something like this be like $20, where what is it, like you said earlier, it's what you want, what are you going to pay the money on? And K-Wish is right. Diecast just feels better. It has heft. It feels weighty.
See, if I talk about Transformers, can have its own episode because you have Generations, you have Earthrise, Siege, Kingdom, you have Power of the Primes, Combiner Wars, car robots in disguise.
Yeah,
you have people getting the G1 Vintage, getting the vintage reproductions from Walmart.
Yeah,
you have third party. Third party is its own world. There are worlds within worlds of the Transformers
really is.
Fandom. We may want to put a pin in that for Rise of the Beast when that comes along, basically, right?
Yeah.
Beast Wars kept a lot of people into the fandom, rolling into Beast Machines. Some people did not watch Transformers Victory. You can watch those episodes on YouTube.
Yeah.
They just kept the ball rolling over in Japan, basically. Leonard Nimoy is my Galvatron. Like I'm not interested in the animated series Galvatron at the time. That's not, but once again, just a lot of love there. Fans Project, Cyber Project. There's so much to talk about just on Transformers alone. Then you're not even talking about Masterpiece, Premium Finish.
Yeah.
David's Flame Toys. Yeah.
Davis Beck has a great point here. Like I can't go third party either because that's a rabbit hole that I cannot go down. Because I'll just see stuff I'm like, oh, that's where you get it. Third party out of Japan, out of Korea, out of Japan, China. I'm like, oh, man.
That's so. Remember Inception, where like you don't want to drop into limbo. That's what that is. That's toy limbo.
Yeah,
you're gonna be like, Kim Watanabe being like, I was once a young man. We were young together. Like just because.
And of course, K-Wish is our pusher. Come to the dark side.
No. They got even micro toys. They have micro level Transformers that are just as articulate as the stuff that Hasbro's doing. Like not just core class. Imagine it core class scale, but Masterpiece level. You see what I'm saying? There are levels to this game.
There really are.
What were the mega the MAS scale. They're like 18 inches tall. Like they're basically scale appropriate for your 112 scale figures. It was like MAS, Megatron, and
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it was Toys Alliance. Toys Alliance was the one that did that. So
gotcha. Yeah.
Hold on a second. I'll share my screen real quick.
Okay.
Just to be like, this is why I have to practice self-control. Let me know when you can see this.
I just said I'm awesome.
Like, so that's the Mega Action Series.
Yeah.
And it's about 18 inches tall. Yeah. So you can get, Cobra Commander to scheme and connive with Megatron. Or you can Spec says he has that Megatron Fobster too. Fobster, do you have the Optimus that goes along with that? I missed out on both of those, but some of my favorite toy photographers, they have these. So they can like make these really intimidating depth of field pictures with Megatron in the distance, blasting the hell out of the Joes. It's just,
and I think K-Wish kind of boiled down the show right here. It boils down to personal preference. Like, what are you passionate about?
Right.
And Spec's right. It's it can be easy not to buy. Like, there are certain things like, oh, that's great. That looks beautiful. I'm good.
Yeah.
But it is also what you're passionate about. Like my origins, are all like in box. But, it's one of those things where like I won't lie, and K-Wish, I hope you're sitting for this. There have been times where like I love my origins. Do I think I might sell it? Like there have been times where I pondered that. Just because of space and like I'm like I do love it. I'm a huge He-Man fan. Like, do I keep going? Do I stop? Do I keep just the ones I really want and sell the rest? It's like, I don't know. But then like, let's see, like then I've got like stuff like this where like I was there with K-Wish where like Oppenheimer signed my Skeletor.
Yeah,
you can see like he was fantastic, and I loved it, and like it's just one of the things where like I don't know, like I'll keep the origins for now. I will. I'm not purging anything just yet.
No nerd purges. I will say this: don't do anything you would regret.
Oh yeah, and that's where like I haven't why I haven't done a flipping of a bunch of stuff, because like I there right now I'm at a spot where it's like there's stuff I want to do and I can't do yet, but if I keep going the trajectory I think I can go, then I can do like you do dioramas. I'm like, man, I want to be able to do that.
And some of that stuff I'm gonna have to sell.
Yeah,
some of the stuff I'm gonna have to sell. I don't have space. I don't use them. They look fantastic. Someone else can use them. I need the dough, but I need the space, really.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where like, all right, well, what can I and what can I not part with? And there are certain things where what I will never part with. Some of them are action figures. Like I've got my graded Lone Star Brave Star back there. Others are comic books, like this bad boy, just to show off again. My X-Men signed by everyone who's outside of Jack Kirby, everyone who's ever created an X-Men character.
Bobby, you're all right with me, man. You're all right with me.
I appreciate that, man. That's a big compliment. I try and be all right with people, but as long as I'm good with KJ, I'm good with this world.
Oh shucks.
But and it is the whole it's space money. Like it's not so much the money, it's the space.
Yeah.
And actually, hold on. I'm gonna show you something I got, KJ. It was one of my grails, and I found. I'm gonna.
All right. So while Bobby's getting that stuff, if you get the chance, holler at us on Instagram, on Toy Kind of Mood on Instagram. You can also holler at Bobby at TikTok at a Toy Kind of Mood as well, or even on our YouTube. You can leave a comment below about some of the things that do not sell, like do not get rid of. Like, yes, no regrets, as Bob would say. What?
So this I got on my toy shed, Bedrock.
Man, okay. Yeah.
This
I'm feeling the vibes. It's premium.
This I've never taken it out of the packaging. I don't even want to because I'm pretty sure I'd rip it open, but like it's premium.
Yeah.
This was, I think I spent 10 on it. I think it originally was going for like 20, 30 bucks, I think, but yeah, I got it for 10.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Hey, that's looking nice, Bobby.
Like this is, and I remember I saw that I took the price tag off, and I was like seriously, like yeah, that is Ryan. Look, I've flipped some books that I really wish I had, like comic books. I really wish I had, but there's others where you know what? I'm not gonna flip them. I'm just gonna get them graded, a la these, and a ton of others. I have a pressing machine over there now, so I'm actually pressing my comic books now to make them look pretty.
Very nice.
Or get them graded. But I mean, it's just there are so many lines that I think a lot of it comes down to A, nostalgia, but B, just what we like. And it's just it's tough, like knowing where to let go, when to let go.
Yeah, I think if as long as you can focus on the stuff that brings you joy, right?
Yeah.
If you can have an actionable collection where, like, I'm playing with my Hot Wheels, I'm playing with my Star Wars, my Joes, I'm tinkering with my Joes all the time. Yojo June is coming up. We got a lot of fun stuff planned for that. The Flash giving me Batman 89 vibes.
Yep.
I've been going on a tear with McFarlane's right now. And Rise of the Beasts, like just having those Beast War flashbacks, man. Back when I would scramble eggs and make butterball turkey bacon, on Saturday morning. He's like, we love this stuff for a reason. And we keep it going, and it keeps evolving, and it keeps changing and turning into something new. So I think as you can have a healthy relationship with your collection.
Yeah.
Whether it's 1/12 scale, 1/6 scale. Shout out to my Hot Toys dudes. Shout out to my Sideshow dudes. Shout out to Fabio with the Megatron. Shout out to my people with the full scale props and stuff, like Mark Van Cannon and his boys. They do full scale stuff all the time. Like, do what you love and make sure you love what you do. Do you love what you do? Because it's okay to evolve that collection, modify it, whether you have to downsize or upgrade, right?
Yeah. And that's something where, like, I won't even lie, like on like I've been thinking about, okay, well, I've got a bunch of stuff in storage. Could I flip some of that and get, like, 1, 2 more Hot Toys? And like there's figures that I could easily would want in my collection. Spidey, Wolverine, Cyclops. Like, it's like, but then, like, do I want to part? It's always like, do I want to part with these because there was some sentimental stuff there. There's like stuff that holds meaning. It's tough, man. It is. It's tough. It's you know what's the weirdest thing about all this, KJ? You know what the weirdest shit about all this? It's plastic.
Yeah.
That's all these figures. Well, except for the diecast. That's metal. I know my
Well, this is plastic, but yeah, the diecast, yeah. But
that's all it is just plastic.
Yeah.
It's the value. So, like, and this, like sports cards, literally just paper. It's paper, plastic, metal. Like, it's just, if you're going on the sneakerheads, if you're a sneakerhead collector.
Yeah.
It's just, it's what we put on there. All right, KJ. All right,
K-Wish.
K-Wish, what you got, buddy?
Yeah.
What's the question? He's typing it right now, or typing it. But it's the level of affection that we put onto these these objects.
Yeah, I don't collect coins. I don't collect stamps. I don't collect buttons.
No.
I don't collect Jordans. I collect this.
Yeah.
This is what I collect.
This is my world. All right, so if we have Mando is Creme de la Creme of He-Man, then I got classics, and you have September's Motu Origins. Okay. Fair.
And I would say with Motu Origins, I was waiting for something like that. I remember when the first articulated retro style He-Man toys got released at Comic-Con. And then I couldn't find Origins at Walmart. My buddies found them, and then they got widespread, and I dove right in.
Do you buy that is my Hot Toys Captain America.
Okay.
That is my dude. And that's why I've really thought about getting the Hot Toys Cyclops, because out of the X-Men, my favorite X-Men was, and still is, Cyclops.
Yeah. I was about to get the Motu Classics William Stout collection, which is based off the concept art for the movie, so they could get around the likeness rights. And I think Masterverse did the same thing. And I'm sort of answering that right now. So I have like maybe 5 or 6 full, robust worlds, and I don't have room for all these worlds. Yeah. Some of these worlds have got to go. And I think what I may end up doing is, for example, bad example, but Motu. If I were to flip those Origins that are still on card, man, that's rent, that's steak dinners right there. But I would say I would get that Mondo He-Man, or I'd get that Sideshow He-Man before the pandemic. When I was window shopping, I would just save JPEGs of 1/6 scale figures that I was just into, because I just liked how the sculpture was. Or I'd be like, okay, that's a goal. Let me set that as a goal.
Yeah.
Mando dropped, and I hunted down that Black Series figure like there was no tomorrow. I went all the way out to Tarzana to find one. You see what I'm saying? Just of how dope it was. It's like, let's go in, right? And it wasn't the pandemic that pushed me into it. It was just time. Yeah. It was like, this stuff is so good, it's time to get this stuff now. I think, yeah.
Which, to your point, I remember that Mando. I remember that was like every Christmas I asked for like one figure. Like my parents were like, what do you want for Christmas? I was like, I need this, I need this. I'm like, but that was what my mom ordered it on Big Bad Toy Store in like that October, and gave it to me for my birthday. Like, that thing was so hard to find. And so, and that's one of those things. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'll never flip that Mando. Like, I know that Mando, like the 2 Mando, but it's insane. Like, it's, just thinking on like, that just comes to my mind. But like, I do like the encompassing world, but that again goes back to space. Something we don't have enough of.
It's the final frontier, and it's affecting my collection dearly, to the point where I'm not jumping into new lines. I'm not starting new collections. I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek. So I'm not getting the Playmates figures. I'm not going to get, the classics, the movies. Think of all the new shows we have. Think of all the movies of Star Trek we have. I think I'm just going to get that 1/6 scale figure, because it looks amazing, and that's all I need.
Well, that's why the Turtles that you showed. I love the Turtles. I do. I've got this here. I've got packed away my NECA toy box. It was NECA. I love the turtles. I can't do the Playmates. I'm like, I want that so bad. I can't start. I cannot, in good conscience, do another line. That's why I don't do Jurassic Park. I think those figures are amazing. I play with them in the store. I don't want to be divorced, K-Wish. I don't want to be divorced. All right, buddy. Like, it's just one of those things where, like, it's tough, dude.
Yeah.
The Joe's Ultimates, yeah, I'm with you, dude. I'm not. That was a miss for me. Star Trek, those are cool, but like.
Okay, yeah. I think once again I'm gonna skip out on the Super 7 Star Trek. Shout out to Guinan, shout out to Picard and Data. I think I'm gonna go straight X06. I'm just saving my money up for those.
Now I won't lie. I might have some, moments of reflection.
Okay.
When it comes to the Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain Ultimates.
I feel like they should have shaved off 10 or 15 bucks off of those, man.
Either shaved or like made them into like 2-packs.
Yeah.
Because like Pinky and the Brain, I've met Pinky and the Brain. I'm blanking on the name of it.
Maurice LaMarche.
Paul
and Paulson, Rob Paulson.
Rob Paulson. Look. Okay. You can find my interview with Rob Paulson online. Like the dude was the nicest guy ever.
That's great.
I love Rob Paulson. That could have been a
2-pack. Diamond Select, they did the Muppets, and they sell the Muppets in 2-packs.
Yes.
So it's Beaker and Bunsen. It's Fozzie and Ralph. It's that kind of thing.
And they're actually, I think it's Super 7 that's doing the bundle pack now of the Muppets.
I thought it was Diamond Select. I didn't know about
Is it Diamond Select
doing the Muppets. I think it's still Diamond Select because it was like Palisades before that. You can get reactions. You can get reactions from Super 7, but that's about it.
Maybe it was the reactions because they have them all in like the opening of the Muppet Show.
Yeah, that's sort of like the backstage band. So that's from the Electric Mayhem show, and I think that no, the backstage set is also Diamond Select.
Okay. The Ren and Stimpy Ultimates, I want that Yakko, Wacko, and their sister Dot. Like, I love the fact that they come with the maps. Everything about that is just absolutely effing brilliant, and it's just I might. Yes, there we go.
So yeah, this is Diamond Select.
Okay.
That looks good.
I know.
Man, why'd you tell me about this? I'm trying to save my money, man.
Because I'm evil. Look at that. Waka waka.
Pre-order. All I had to do was push this button.
Push it.
Push
that button. Push that button.
All right, yeah. I think I may need to go out for a walk so I don't spend any more money.
Go for that walk. And then push that button.
Look, I love the Muppets. Yeah, I'm with David Speck on this one. I have some of the Diamond Selects. I'm not going to try to do a repurchase just for Swanky backstage.
I have one, and it's the Kermit the Frog with the Indiana Jones. Love that one.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, too. Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yes.
That's a lot. This stuff is fun, man. I'm having fun. Folks, let's, I love Bobby, and we could talk for hours. We literally could have. But I think we're going to go ahead. Let's put a pin on it, just a little shy of 2 hours. But to everyone in the chat, holler at us, leave comments, let us know about what your favorite brands are, what you would level up to. If there's a premium item that you would like to divulge in, like say Mezco Joe's or Ultimates, if there's like a premium version of a brand that you love that you want to dabble in, or if there's a line that you're thinking about cutting ties and flipping that shit, like on eBay or Mercari, or just on Discord or Facebook Messenger, and just being like, yo, I'm selling a lot. I've been seeing people selling classified series lots, Transformers lots, He-Man lots. It's real because there's only so much we can collect. There's only so much we can do. There are levels to this game. So let us know in the comments below what levels you're at.
Before we go, can you know how people go, like, we'll have those, what's your unpopular opinion, and what will, have people like with knives at your face and throat. And I'm gonna give you my unpopular opinion right now. I am not a fan of Mezco.
Okay.
I'm not like, I won't lie, like there have been times where I'm like, ooh, I might buy that. Ooh, I might get that. And it looks cool. But don't tell Fabio this because he'll hunt me down.
Yeah.
But there's something about Mezco where I'm just like I don't know.
Okay.
Like, it looks cool.
Okay.
On in picture. But like the Spider-Man 2099, like Travis was like showing me like all the pictures. That looked awesome. That I would get. Like, I think maybe it's the face that I'm like looks creepy. I don't know. But it's just one of those things where it's like, tell me your unpopular opinion. Like, those look amazing, but I think if I saw them in person, I was like, I'm not gonna spend $80 on this.
Okay. I will say that Spec was spot on. It's like you have to either like really have an appreciation for either the figure, or for Mezco's aesthetic as a whole, Rumble Society,
100%.
that kind of thing. Like, you had to that has to be your bag. That's what you dig.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. And I think sometimes maybe it's like when I see Fabster's pics, I'm like, oh, I can really get into Mezco, and then I see them in hand, I'm like, Fabster is just really good with the goddamn camera.
Yeah, Fabster makes stuff look great, and I like Fabster's taste a lot. He's gotten me onto a lot of good stuff. I'm like, this was worth it. This was worth the pickup.
And of course, Fabster's back in the chat. He's like he's very Fabster is very convincing.
Yeah,
like it's one of those things where like he, was it? I think you and I did an episode with Fabio. I know I did one with Fabio and our good friend Vlad. But the way that Fabster does like the pictures, like, is it me? Am I the villain? Do I not? Is there something like defective within me? I'm like, I'll hold them. Like, these are cool, but it's like just not my bag. But yeah. But then again, you look at Fabster's wall. It's like, that's a beautiful looking setup.
Yeah, dude. I have that Destro. I have that Batman 89, and it's all flames all day. I have to finish getting everything in order just so I can show this shit off. It's so great. I'm on a new level, man. That's that next level. And shout out to Spec for being able to mix his classifieds and his Mezcos together. I can't do that. But I will figure out how, because I think the more the merrier. It's great. Folks, once again, thanks for joining us. You heard Bobby's hot takes. Leave some of yours in the comments below. We're always about interacting.
Call me. Yeah. And and also just reach out to us, because we're actually pretty responsive.
Yeah.
So
we like this stuff too. We do what you do, guys.
Obviously, we like this stuff, guys. We like this stuff. All right, KJ. I think that's a good easing point, a good stopping point. We've left this nicely. Now, I will say, I do hope I'm able to join, because I know we're coming up with one of the episodes we're going to do is the releasing of the Karens, and the fact that there are a lot of crybabies in it. But here's the thing, and we have to come up with like a really great title, because I really want the guys who we're going to be making fun of watching the show, because it's going to go over their heads, and like we've got guys in here like we know what they think, but I want to be part of the release of the Karens, because we know there's some Karens in this industry. All right, let's wrap this up. KJ, you were as always, I love co-hosting the show with you just because it's a lot of fun and it's really it's not really hosting a show. It's just two dudes.
Yeah.
Just
It's not really a show. You guys
it's not a show.
Yeah.
It's like this is like us getting to hang out like for 2 hours. But for KJ, you can catch him at Instagram and YouTube at Black Genghis and TikTok, but he hasn't done anything yet, but he will.
Yeah, I will. Holler at me on TikTok, holler at me on YouTube, especially for Yojo June. There is some dope shit on the way.
Find him at Instagram at Black Genghis. I am Bobby. You can find me at TikTok at Torcana Mood, because what else are we talking about on TikTok? This has been episode 123. You know what? Sometimes, y'all, there are levels to the collecting, and sometimes you gotta up your game, and sometimes bring it down. We will see you in the toy aisle. Peace.